2024. My name is Marietta. I'm the conference chair. PyCon US is the largest Python conference in the world. This year, we have more than 2,000 people already registered, both online and in person. If you've never been to the conference before, this might sound overwhelming and intimidating, but the Python community is known for its inclusivity and friendliness. Some of us has been to the PyCon many times, and there's a reason of why we keep coming back. So I would like to introduce you to Python community members who are traveling from all over the world in order to come to PyCon. You will meet them at the conference. They are really looking forward to meet and engage with you too. They will be sharing their experiences at PyCon US. They will also share some of their advice so that you can make the most of your time at the conference.
Hi, I'm Carol Willing, and I am traveling here to PyCon from San Diego, California in the United States.
I'm Ned Batchelder. I'm coming to PyCon from Boston.
My name is Katney, and I will be traveling to PyCon US from Clarkston, US.
Hi, my name is Mario Munoz, and I will be traveling from Redlands, California in the United States.
Hi, my name is Tammy Doe. I'm traveling from Seattle, Washington in the US.
Hi, my name is Kojo. I am traveling from Houston, Texas in the United States.
Yo soy Denny y estoy viajando desde Montreal, Canadá.
Hi everyone, my name is Gadetungwe Muhewe. I'm from Namibia. I'm traveling from Windhoek, the capital city of Namibia.
Hi, my name is Velda Kara. I am traveling from Nairobi, Kenya.
Hi everybody, my name is Juliana, but you can call me Jules. I'm traveling from Recife, Brazil.
Hi, my name is Dong-hee, and I'm traveling from Seongnam, South Korea.
Hola, mi nombre es María José. Viajo desde Berlín, Alemania.
Hi everyone, my name is Afi. I'm traveling from Accra, Ghana.
Hi, my name is Takada Suzuki. Nice to meet you. I will be traveling from Tokyo, Japan.
I currently work at a coding bootcamp, and I'm very excited to be at PyCon this year.
I am a software engineer and a technical writer as well. I am also the vice chair for Black Python Dev.
I work on coverage.py as a maintainer. I organize the Boston Python meetup.
Yo formo parte del grupo de la PyCon Estados Unidos, específicamente en el rol de chair de las PyCon charlas, conjuntamente con otro compañero de la comunidad. Actualmente estoy trabajando para una empresa canadiense, soy analista de calidad de software y me involucro con varias comunidades alrededor de Python.
I'm co-organizer at PyLadies Recife and also I'm head of marketing at Python Brazil Association.
Trabajo como científico de datos en Berlín y actualmente colaboro o contribuyo en diferentes comunidades. Por ejemplo, en PyLadies Berlín o organizando conferencias como la fantástica PyLadiesCon.
I'm a software engineer in my day job. I'm working mostly with Django and Python. And even when I'm not doing that, I am working on helping to organize DjangoCon US, and that may be where you have seen me, or at the PyCon US newcomer orientation.
I'm the CPython core developer, and I'm working on the various topics of the CPython, including the runtime optimizations, updating module for the sub-interpreter, and nowadays I'm kind of supporting member of the PAP 703, which is trying to remove the global interpreter wrap.
And I'm one of the co-founder of Python Community Namibia, and I'm in the organizing committee of PyCon Namibia since 2015, and I've been leading this committee for the last 9 years.
I am a senior business analyst, which means I don't do much engineering during the day, but I do Python by night. I maintain awesome PyHat, which is Python, Tailwind, HTMX, bringing hypermedia back to Python. I love doing all of that.
I'm a core developer of the Python language. I'm also a very active PyLady and really try to help people learn more about Python and how to use it and build their confidence while they're using it. Most recently, I was a VP of engineering at a startup, but recently I've retired from full-time work and am focusing my energy on mentoring people and teaching folks how to use technology to make the world a better place.
I'm a chair of the PyCon JP Association. PyCon JP Association is a non-profit organization, and I am also the co-chair of PyCon JP 2024, this year's PyCon JP.
I am a content creator. All the technical programming stuff is Python related because that is the only programming language I know. In the Python community, I'm actually the chair of PyOhio this year, so I'll be running a conference in the end of July.
I'm a co-organizer and a lead for the web development track in PyLadies Ghana.
This will be my first time to attend PyCon US.
This is my first time going to PyCon US.
So this is my first US PyCon.
I'm excited about attending it for the first time this year.
He asistido alrededor de 4 presencial.
I have to count.
Let me see. This is my. I have to count my fingers.
A few moments later.
So this will be my 7th PyCon US.
Esta será mi tercera PyCon US.
This time is my third time PyCon US.
So 7, I guess?
This is going to be my 12th PyCon. I've been attending since 2007, although I've missed a few in the middle.
That will be my 3rd consecutive PyCon US. I'm really excited about.
This is my second PyCon US, and I'm very excited to come back.
This is actually my 10th PyCon, and I'm really excited to meet everybody that attends and also make some friends for the folks that are attending online.
I was just learning PyCon on my own, just kind of isolated, and I thought, whoa, there's an actual conference where other people like me go and hang out. I submitted a proposal, it got accepted, and I was extremely excited to go because up to that point I had never really met other Pythonistas before, and when I was there I just had such an incredible time. I thought to myself, I don't think I can miss this again.
So for my first PyCon US, I had attended through a travel grant by the PyLadies, and they had told me about the PyLadies luncheon, which I was really excited to attend. When I was thinking about when I first showed up to PyCon, I didn't know anybody. I traveled on my own, so I didn't have anybody to go to the sessions with. But after that luncheon, I made so many connections from all different countries, and anytime I would go to a new session, I'd walk down the hall and suddenly I had somebody to say hello to or just to wave to down the hall. So it was really great to just feel a little bit more connected.
So my very first technical conference was PyOhio in 2017. I knew about PyCon through people that I met there. Because PyOhio was such an amazing experience, the idea of that, except bigger, seemed like it would be equally amazing. When I had so little experience and yet was welcomed with open arms by everyone I interacted with, that was an amazing experience. And the friendships that I've forged throughout the years have become lasting friendships. And PyCon is one of the only places that I see some of those people. And that experience is really important to me. It's basically, something amazing has happened at PyCon every year for me, whether that was making new friends, meeting my wife, learning about a new Python feature that I didn't know, or the joy of sharing what I know with other people who are interested in it. And those experiences are the core of why I continue to attend. Not to say that there aren't other conferences that may have similar experiences, but PyCon will always be very special to me.
I've returned to PyCon 10 times, and I think each time my reasons might have been slightly different. The first time I was relatively new to Python, so I was interested in helping with a nonprofit that helped people learn how to make contributions to open source and figuring out what the Sprint thing was and where people actually, write code and learn how to contribute to projects. Now that I've been here, 10 years, I think some of it is just to support the growth of the community. And last year, Marietta asked me to keynote for PyCon, which was very scary, but also one of the most rewarding things I did because it let me give back the feeling that I have about Python, which is much more than a great programming language. It's also an amazing community in tech that really tries to make the world a better place.
As the core devs, we always talk through the messenger or the internet. During the PyCon US and Python Language Summit, we can meet again in the offline, and we can feel that we are the real people. And last year, I also shared the talk about the optimization of the CPython by using the LLVM board, and it was my personally challenges because this is my first life of like speaking in English for the technical things. So at the day of the talk, I said this is my first speech of the PyCon US and even for the English, and I remember that every people in the summit just applause of my talk. And after the talk, there's Eric Snow was sitting just next to me, and he said, "Oh, you did very well." So that was very happy moment. And the one thing I want to say to the people of the PyCon US people is that for some people from maybe especially for Europe and Asia, the almost 7 days of the PyCon US can be the early experience of the visiting the US itself. So I would just say even if there are some people are not good at English, but please be kind because that experience can be the our experience of the US during the PyCon US.
And I'll give a post session about the local Python activity, Python bootcamp about that. Mr. Guido Van Rossa became my poster. This is really amazing time for me.
Los eventos que más me gustó y que más me divirtió fue PyLadies Auction. Es un evento donde se rifan ciertos objetos, donde los diferentes miembros de la comunidad pujan por pagar por esos objetos y ese dinero va destinado pues para causas de PyLadies. Hubo una anécdota muy divertida el año pasado donde se rifó un bolígrafo, pero fue sin querer, fue parte del contexto y se llegó a pagar miles de dólares por un bolígrafo, lo cual todos los miembros de la comunidad nos reímos mucho, fuimos muy felices en ese momento porque nos dimos cuenta realmente que el objeto no es lo más importante, lo importante es la donación y el support a la comunidad.
The people really make PyCon something special for me, whether it's learning from you, sharing with you, seeing cool things you've made. It is an experience that it's really hard to describe until you've been there, but it's definitely worthwhile.
I'll be attending PyCon US to share my experiences, learn and participate in different activities and tutorials during the event.
I'll go as presenter, as a speaker, so I'm really excited.
Thing that I'm looking most forward to with PyCon US is to sit down with people who are here for their first time, understand what they're using Python for and what they'd like to learn, and then share some of the knowledge that I've gathered over the years. I'm actually one of the creators of Jupyter Notebooks and Jupyter Hub and Binder, and one of the things that really thrilled me about that was how do we empower people to learn and to use the great language that we have. I'll also be speaking at the Maintainer Summit because maintaining projects are near and dear to my heart, and I want to see more people become maintainers in the future. And, I'll spend a lot of time. I always go to the poster session because I really enjoy the work that people are doing, and it's just a more intimate way of learning how people are using Python today.
You need to hear the story from other people who lead the different user group. What are their stories? What are their challenges? What are their success story? Let me put it that way. I think that it will also help me to understand or to lead the community here in Namibia better. And maybe in different talks, we are going to meet like different people who wrote like documentation, maybe like author or people also maybe who contribute open source, different library for the language. I think it will also help me. These are some of the things that I'm looking forward to.
One of the most dynamic parts of PyCon are the open spaces, which are planned ad hoc by the members in the moment, and they range from come hear about my project, let's join up because we all have something in common. One year there was a ballroom dancing, and we often have juggling open spaces.
Hay un montón de actividades en las que podemos participar en PyCon. Este año tengo muchas cosas en mi agenda preparada, pero una de las cosas que más me emociona es la parte de la comunidad PyLadies. Hay un montón de actividades relacionadas a esta comunidad, como por ejemplo la subasta. El PyLadies Auction es una de las actividades que más me emociona de esta conferencia. El PyLadies Launch, en esta parte conocemos este montón de mujeres detrás del lenguaje de programación Python, como también este año tendré la oportunidad de participar en la cumbre que por primera vez se estará realizando en PyCon US, una cumbre de líderes comunitarios. Tendré la oportunidad de participar como panelista. Participar en lo que es las PyCon charlas, esta comunidad de hispanohablantes dentro de la PyCon US que nos ayuda a todos a crecer y a motivarnos, que el idioma no sea una barrera para que nosotros dejemos de asistir a una PyCon.
A couple years ago, I attended sprints at PyCon, and it was rough. I was newer to coding, so I just didn't know what to do. But having the mentored sprints made a big difference. Or having just a maintainer in the room made a huge difference in being able to ask what this issue is really about, get more details about the pull request that I needed to make, and actually make my first contribution. So that was very exciting, so I'm coming back to make my second.
Este año estoy especialmente feliz porque tengo una charla en PyCon Charlas sobre cómo hacer fine-tuning en modelos de lenguaje en local. Hablaremos sobre los challenges que supone esto en español, pero además cómo implementarlo paso a paso. Os espero.
Actually, I'm also eager to know the organizers, because as an event organizer, I wanted to know how is to organize a huge event like that. I really want to have at least a little bit of a chance to have a chat with them.
Not every people from Asia can participate in the PyCon US because of the financial issue or the personal schedule issue. So I and some of my friends are always set up kind of the review meetup of the PyCon US that sharing what's happened during the PyCon US for the people who can't participate in PyCon US. And I think that this is kind of my duty as the local community Python first member and also both as the core devs. Yeah.
It's also going to be during my birthday, and I'm going to celebrating it at the conference, which has me so excited.
And this is not related to PyCon, but I like craft beer, so I'm looking forward to drinking Pittsburgh's craft beer.
My advice to first-time PyCon US attendees is to think carefully about what you'd like to do there. There's a lot going on. If you just show up and expect to be told where to go, it's going to be overwhelming. And there's lots of different ways that you can participate. So think about who you'd like to meet, who you'd like to hang out with, what you'd like to hear, what you'd like to see. There's a lot of different activities.
Try to give some thought to what motivated you to attend and what you are hoping to get out of it. And then that can help you help you sort of direct your energy and your attention while you're there. Also, this is the thing that's a little less obvious. Of course, you come to PyCon, you want to attend the talks. But there's a lot of value in what is called the hallway track. You're just meeting people and interacting with people, having these conversations live and in person, because the talks are recorded. Those talks you have with people, those conversations you have with people that you meet, those aren't recorded. Or the interactions you have when you meet a new person. Maybe a person who lives in a different part of your country or lives in a different country but works in a similar area of Python that you might want to have stay in contact with. Those things can't be recorded, and those can be very valuable. PyCon US is a very large conference, and it's run almost entirely by volunteers. And so there are plenty of opportunities to help make the conference go more smoothly. So if you're thinking about sort of looking for things to do, I would say think about what you think your personal strengths are, and look for things in those realms. But also things like being a session chair or a session runner for some of the talks. Those are excellent opportunities to meet people, like to meet the different speakers, or to meet other folks who are actually volunteering for the conference or helping to organize the conference. So it's a great way to meet people and make better connections with people by actively volunteering and working on the conference.
I'd say definitely check out the open spaces boards. These are boards where you can see what others are up to. Someone will post a sticky note and you can take them up on their offer to have lunch together, or you can even post something and say, I want to talk about this idea. Put up a sticky note and share your cool idea. And I'd also say visit the sticker table, because you can pick up a sticker and there will be other people who are interested in that sticker you're taking too, and you'll strike up a conversation, no doubt.
Es que disfruten, es que hagan un buen planning de lo que quieren ver, pero de una manera flexible, porque una de las ventajas y una de las cosas más maravillosas de PyCon US es la interacción con otros miembros de la comunidad. Es una conferencia muy grande, con muchas personas, y tener la oportunidad de poder hablar en persona con personas que colaboras, que admiras, es algo espectacular.
First of all, don't let your expectations of what you might experience get in the way of what you actually experience. If you never attend talks, maybe be open to attending a talk if there's something interesting. If you always attend talks, don't get down on yourself if hallway track ends up happening. If you never check out the expo hall, give it a chance. There's not only big companies there's small companies and nonprofits that have a lot to share. Basically, allow yourself to experience the conference as it comes to you without necessarily adhering to a rigid plan. And you can always plan differently the following year if something doesn't work for you. You can save yourself a lot of time looking at the schedule ahead of time and picking out some of the stuff that you're interested in. Leave a physical opening for new people to join your conversations, and always feel comfortable taking that opening to join other people's conversations. Leaving that opening can make the difference for people who find it very difficult to join conversations. So it's a small gesture that can mean the world to somebody.
There are so many cool things that you can do, but perhaps for me the most important thing to do is just to get out there and introduce yourself to someone that you've never met before, even someone maybe you've seen online, maybe you lurk on some social network and you see someone that you respect or someone that is funny. Just introduce yourself. If you see an open chair or two at a table, ask if the seat is taken and have a chance to meet someone new. We get so isolated in our own sphere, in our own communities, and just opening up our eyes to different viewpoints, different people, different personalities just expands your world.
Just enjoy everything of the PyCon US, not only for the technical things, but also making a friend from the worldwide. Last year, I made some friends from Tokyo and Taiwan. When I visited the Japan, and due to the PyCon sprint of the PyCon APAC, I met them again. So if you make a friend during the PyCon US, and if you visit the country where your friend lives, you can meet them again. There's a lot of country and a lot of company trying to solve the regional issues, and even they are using the Python, the same language, but the engineering approach can be different because of the regional legal issue or cultural issue. So there might be a different use case of the Python. So if you were the open source maintainer, you can get a feedback that you never expected before. So I think that you can expand your universe.
Yo recomiendo encarecidamente a los asistentes que traten de conseguir un buddy, como que un compañero. También que conversen con las personas a su alrededor y que no tengan miedo de participar en las comunidades. Nosotros somos una comunidad bastante inclusiva y que siempre las personas de first time attendees siempre son bienvenidos a nuestra comunidad. Es por eso que tenemos varios pin o stickers que puedes poner en tu badge, donde puedes, si tienes miedo de hablar con las personas, de decir, es mi primera vez, y te acercas a hacer preguntas. Otra recomendación es que PyCon US no solo ofrece charlas, también Hay un montón de actividades que se realizan y el networking es una parte fundamental de esta experiencia. Así que aprovechen al máximo todas las oportunidades y no sean tímidos, que nuestra comunidad es bastante abierta para todos.
Keep your energy level at a way that you don't feel totally drained. You take advantage of the quiet room if you need it. If you want to sit and code in the hallway, that's cool. Or, just do an informal, tea or something with people that are there. Follow your interests. Maybe sprinkle in a talk that you know nothing about and, just think the title sounds cool or whatever. Make it your experience. So many interesting people doing interesting things that I think you're bound to learn stuff when you least expect it. Take a moment to say thank you to the people that are volunteering or at PyCon. This is a community-run conference along with some of the PSF staff. But somebody like Marietta, who has put her heart and soul into this conference, just take a moment and say thank you. Even if it's in passing in the hallway, it means a lot. And it's those relationships that really, over time, strengthen the language and the community.
Thank you for watching. I hope that gives you ideas and inspiration about the conference. I'm really looking forward to meet you there, and I know everyone's looking forward to engage with you too. If you are not yet registered, I hope this video gives you the reason not to miss out. I look forward to meeting you at PyCon US.